Shabbat Shalom and greetings to you all. Now, I hope you all had a wonderful Purim. You got a glimpse into your real self and a clue as to what's stopping you from being you. You still have time to think about it and to change anything you need to change. And continue to observe those simple rules for holiday observance in the holiday, the only holiday actually, where God is mentioned nowhere, and which we actually make part of our daily lives, right? When you think about it. It's about you celebrating the goodness of you and doing the things that you do to make you part of a community. Billions and billions of people, and they're all the same. At one time or another, we all perform acts of charity and kindness. We honor appointed times, not just Purim, but all special occasions, birthdays, anniversaries. We remember and reread or watch the story of Esther as told in so many different ways because it's a story of dedication, it's a story of love, it's a story of fearlessness, and we enjoy a celebratory meal because it is the dominant way of celebrating occasions because there's something special. There's something communal about the breaking of bread. It's a ritual that makes strangers friends and friends family. So we do those four things. Now we're now just past that first week of March, and you know what they say, in like a lion, out like a lamb. Roar, because it is come in like a lion. Pretty stormy up in the Northeast, so I feel pretty hopeful about it going out like a lamb. At least I hope so. And as I mentioned last time, what a month this is. So many things this year happen in March. Now coming up, of course, we have the March equinox, which is the first day of spring. It's also the Persian New Year, Nowruz, New Day. And this year, it also coincides with the true beginning of the Hebrew year, which occurs on the 1st of Nisan. Now, why is that important? Well, as we read in Exodus 12:1, the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, "This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you." Now, Nisan in the Babylonian and Hebrew calendars is the month of the barley ripening at first month of spring. Now, the name of the month is actually from the Akkadian, which is that cuneiform language most have seen, little sticks, but most people can't read. Although it actually originates in the Sumerian Nisan, which means first fruits. Now, in the Hebrew calendar, it's the first month of the ecclesiastical year, called the first of the months of the year, first month. It's called Nisan in the book of Esther. And it's actually later in the Talmud called New Year or Rosh Hashanah. Now, it's always between March 12th and April 11th. Don't forget, we're dealing with a lunar calendar. The last day is between April 10th and May 10th in the Gregorian calendar, which is our calendar. Now, in the year 2023, the first of Nisan is going to occur on March 23rd this year. Now, what's interesting and confusing is that counting from the first of Tishrei, the civil new year in the fall, it would be the 7th month, right? The Bible tells us that Tishrei is the first day of the 7th month. But counting from Tishrei, this now becomes the first day of the 7th month. But in contemporary Jewish culture, both months are kind of viewed as the 1st and 7th month simultaneously, and are referred to as one or the other, depending on the specific religious aspects being discussed. So you kind of get to pick your own Rosh Hashanah. It is the beginning of the year. The year begins with spring. The lunar calendar changes the date, but early rabbis believe the day of creation, the Big Bang, occurred with what they called the lightning bolt of creation on what became the vernal equinox. Somewhere between March 20th and 22nd, a day of total balance. Equal light, equal dark. The choice of how you want your life to go. You're teetering on the balance. And they believe that the first 12 days represented the 12 months of the year you were about to undergo. And so you could paint a picture of how you wanted your year to unfold. Now, I'm busily preparing our annual booklet on the energy of each day, which you can use as a guide and which will be available for any who want it. Just send it an email, and I'll email it out, and I'll remind you again next week that it will be available. On another note, we're almost at the end of Exodus, the book of names. Give yourself a hand. just this week and a double dose next week, and then it's over. You're almost halfway through the Bible again. Now, when that happens, many, probably including many of you, will close the book and you won't open it again for the rest of the year. And for some reason, as Exodus ends, you would think we would go right into Numbers, the journey through the wilderness, the rest of the stories, the forming of a nation. But instead, we detour and we go into a handbook of the priest, the breakdown of ritual, the book of Leviticus, the book that loses the most ardent reader, the book ancient rabbis believed should actually be the starting point of rabbinic training. But we're not gathered to study to become rabbis. We're gathered to share, to celebrate, because we have certain common interests and beliefs, the things that unites us all. In this community, house of spirit, Beth Ruach, sharing and bringing light, keeping fear at bay. So once again, please do go ahead and invite everybody, physically, digitally, psychically, emotionally, or spiritually to gather and share. From Psalm 133, the Hinei Matov. Come together. Hinei Matov. How good for brothers and sisters together. Community. 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 Together. We support each other in this community, my friends. Let's all spread love, goodwill, and fellowship to the world. Remember, this is you just setting aside a little bit of sacred time in your own sacred space. It's so that you can honor and converse with whoever, whatever you happen to believe in, because we all believe in something. It's a part of your kavanah, your intention you put out to the universe. It's your goodwill. Goodwill and intention are the roots of what you can control, of what you can correct. It is your intention that sets in motion everything that occurs in your lives. So let's take some time now. Let's use that intention that we all have and send some of that goodwill, some light, some healing out to whoever you know that needs it. Healing or renewal for everybody, because it flows through space, finding those in need. So send it out for those you know and for the souls and spirits of everyone you love. Think of whoever that needs healing, renewal, and love, or just plain goodwill. Focus on them. Call their names. It's not just for people. It's for our pets. It's for the earth. It is the healing of the world. The tikkun olam is part of our spiritual genetic makeup. We have to help heal the world. We each must do what we can to improve our own little corner of the universe, because as we change ourselves, we change the conditions of life. And a part of the healing of the world is always in thoughts and energy for health and renewal and goodwill for everybody. They don't have to be sick. It's for those in our hearts and our minds. Let's all send out energy for the people in need everywhere. We need to provide for everybody. It's a part of what we do, and the healing of the world is a part of our providing. And we pray for those who need prayer. We don't have to know them, because we want recovery, good life for everybody around us. For Lisa and Jenna, for Robin and Cheryl, for Doria, for Jamie, Shelley, for the Cardinal, and Luke, for Agent Kay and Terry, for Sherry and Gloria, for Johnny and Fern, for Connie and Ronnie, for Ryan and Tally, for Danny and Nina, for all those suffering and in need. And let's not forget to include the familiars of our lives, all of our sacred animal friends everywhere, for everybody you know in need, for the whole world, and for my dear friend Devora. Friends, it is the kindness, the healing, which is goodwill and love, we all send out. It just circles the world, finding those in need. So thank you, each of you, for all you do, for all you care, because the world is a world of spirit, and spirit, my friends, never dies. Avotenu, Makor, Limotenu. May the souls of spring bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage. Make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body. The renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Yishberach, let us all have our spirits renewed, because this is the great prayer for healing, which we call upon God to heal as He's healed before. Mi Sheberach May he who bless, because all healing is a blessing. Let's all send and receive healing and renewal energy in our efforts to love, to share, to care, to grow. As we reach the end of the book of names, there's a lot of things that made sense, but now don't quite make as much sense. At least not as they are put and not in the order that they're necessarily put in. And it leaves us kind of shaking our head and wondering what's going on. Trying to make some sense of it all. I can see that it makes no sense at all. Is it cool to go sleep on the floor? Because I don't think I can take it anymore. Clowns to the left, jokers to the right, here I am, stuck in the middle with you. And there's a lot of clowns and jokers all around, even in our lives today. And this week, we're going to see Aaron is kind of stuck, kind of in the middle. He's got jokers and clowns all around him, that we all remember from the great movie, The Ten Commandments. He's got Dathan, and he's got two tribes, and he's stuck in the middle as we read tisa, when you take. Now, it's a special reading because it contains not just one, but two incredibly powerful mistranslations. One of the biblical Hebrew, and one from how the Greek and Latin translations of the biblical Hebrew occurred, which led to most other translations. But we're also going to meet the artisans who will create the adornments we were told about, the ark, the menorah. See, it's not Moses who will fashion these. It's the artists, the artisans, the creative, who blend beauty and form to function. Just as we need to blend art and science, intellect and emotion, idea and vision, in order for us to create anything of value in our lives, because these are the balancing things. Those that combine the two spheres, who blend left and right brains together in the service and honor of God. The glory of God shines through all. You can be the light up above, or the mirror that reflects its love. Shine on, help me be clear. Shine on, take away my fear. In the real world, I know that love is all. Please show me how to answer that call. Shine on, show me it's true. Shine on, help me understand. Would that we understood instead of hoping to be understood. One is active, one is passive. It's the active that counts. And it is the honoring, the celebrating, the spiritual comprehensive feeling of connecting to the unifying power of creation that people have sought and continue to seek, sometimes throughout their lives, and sometimes only find and become part of on death. It's never too late. Now, we just had the Great Epiphany, the 10 rules for life, spoken aloud by God to all assembled. What's a priority? If you had to pick one, what would it be? How about the one right in the middle? Do not murder. You think? What else might get the nod? Isn't that the one that truly strikes at the heart of humanity? The nature of all intention? Exodus 31:13, we're told. And you speak to the children of Israel, saying, you shall observe my Sabbaths, because it is a sign between me and you through your generations, to know that I, the Lord, make you holy. Wow, it's not the one I expected. Friends, we're always reminded to remember our relationship with God, with the Creator, with the universe, whatever term appeals to you. While the whole 10 Commandments sounds like a lot, but it's only 10 and it's not that bad. They're really a great way to live. Throughout the Torah, we keep getting reminders from God as to which He considered the most important. Now, it is the Sabbath. This is the true imitatio Dei, the imitation of God. The ceasing that God did and which we must do. The linking of sacred time to sacred space. The intersection, the nexus of heaven and earth, when we recharge, renew, refresh. When appreciation for God, for creation, for family occurs. when we reconnect to soul and to all that is truly holy. And that applies to everyone, to the land, to man, to animal. We are told it is a sign between me and you, and signs are important. The sign of the Noahic covenant is the rainbow. The sign of the Abrahamic covenant, circumcision. The sign of the Israelite covenant at Sinai, the Sabbath. And a sign participates in the thing that it symbolizes in the Bible. From the beginning, the special place of the Sabbath in the creation of the universe marks it as having cosmic significance as well as historic significance. Combining the cosmic with history sets the history of human events that began with Genesis 1 in the context of the very nature of the universe, and it makes time holy. So Moses heads up the mountain, and he's gone quite a while, 40 days talking to God. And you're going to realize just how holy time is. It's holy in your life, whether you know it or not. Exodus 31:18. And he gave Moses, when he finished speaking with him on Mount Sinai, the 2 tablets of the covenant. Tablets of stone written by the finger of God. Now, wouldn't you love to see them? Supposedly, they were written on both sides. Exodus 32:15. And Moses turned and came down the mountain with the 2 tablets of the covenant in his hand, written on both sides. On the one side and on the other they were written. They were to be housed in the ark, but instead they were never to be seen. Because, Exodus 32:1, the people saw that Moses lagged in coming down from the mountain, and the people assembled against Aaron and said to him, "Rise up, make us gods that will go before us. For this man Moses, who brought us up from the land of Egypt, we don't know what has happened to him." And Aaron said to them, "Take off the golden rings that are on the ears of your wives, your sons, your daughters, bring them to me." And all the people took off the golden rings that were in their ears and brought them to Aaron, and he took them from their hands, and he fashioned it in a mold and made it into a molten calf. Now Moses is gone. Aaron makes this golden calf, and Moses now appears. Exodus 32:18. And it happened when he drew near the camp that he saw the calf and the dancing, and Moses' wrath flared, and he flung the tablets from his hand and smashed them at the bottom of the mountain. So Moses destroys the tablets written by God. And he asks Aaron, "What's going on?" And Aaron says, "And I said to them, whoever has gold, take it off. And they gave it to me, and I flung it into the fire, and out came this calf." Now, does Aaron really think this is going to fly? Basically said the calf made itself. What you don't know from this reading is that Aaron was afraid. And in all likelihood, your translation does not tell you that. Fear, great enemy. And remember, the holiday to overcome fear is coming up in a few weeks. When Aaron made the calf, he also made the altar. Exodus 32:5. And Aaron saw, and he built an altar in front of it. He built this altar for this God. But the word for "and Aaron saw" in Hebrew is vayera. In the original Hebrew text, before the vowels were added, that word could also have meant "and Aaron was afraid." The same word with 2 really different meanings, which is what makes translation of the Bible so difficult. Saw, fear. But what did Aaron see that made him do this? Don't know. But Aaron being afraid, that translation makes much more sense, and that puts Aaron's actions in context. Fear. The insidious fiend, the great thief of life, it paralyzes, it steals time. And time, my friends, is the only thing that cannot be replaced. Well, we all remember the movie. The earth opens up, it swallows the calf, and all the evil followers, and closes again. The golden calf. Still the embodiment of turning away from God, from belief, from faith, from love. We make so many other things our gods, and it has stood the test of time as being what we turn away from and make our gods. So friends, what are the golden calves of your life? For everybody, they may be different, but for many, they are the same. Certainly gold, money, fame, but there's also power, influence. Maybe the newest acknowledged but oldest of all, and perhaps the most destructive, is the ego. The meek shall cause your tower to fall, make of you a pile of flame. You who dwell on many waters, rich in treasure, wide in fame, you bow unto your God of gold, your pride of might shall be your shame, for only God can lead his people back into the earth again. Oh, God, pride of man, broken in the dust again. Pride, ego, the downfall of so many, so much. We are attached to ego, but our true self lies in the soul. And the difference between them are huge. Ego serves to serve self. Soul seeks to serve others. Ego seeks outward recognition. Soul seeks inner truth. Ego views life as competition. Soul sees life as a sharing gift. Ego seeks to preserve self. Soul seeks to preserve others. Ego looks outward. Soul looks inward. Ego feels lack. Soul feels abundance. Ego is mortal. Soul is eternal. Ego is drawn to lust. Soul is drawn to love. Ego seeks wisdom. Soul is wisdom. Ego enjoys the prize. Soul enjoys the journey. Ego causes pain. Soul causes healing. Ego rejects God. Soul embraces God. Ego seeks fulfillment. Soul is eternal wholeness. Ego is me. Soul is we. Things have changed. Moses is pissed. God's pissed. Enough that he tells Moses that maybe he made a mistake. He'll wipe out everybody and start again. The tablets written by the finger of God are gone. Destroyed. Exodus 34:26. And the Lord said to Moses, write you these words, for according to these words I've sealed a covenant with you and with Israel. And he was there with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights. But this time God did write him. He told Moses, you write him. Bread he did not eat, nor water did he drink. Moses is gone again for 40 days, and this time he has to rewrite what had been written before. But this level of exposure to God takes a toll. And it happened when Moses came down from Mount Sinai with the 2 tablets of the covenant in Moses' hand. When he came down from the mountain, Moses did not know that the skin of his face had glowed when he spoke with him. And Aaron and all the Israelites saw, and look, the skin of his face glowed, and they were afraid to come near him. Now, once again, the dominant feeling is fear. Now, this is the second of the poor translations in this reading. The Hebrew word karan, which means horn, is the same as the verb meaning that it glowed. So we often see pictures of Moses' face glowing and he's wearing a veil. We are forever reminded of the great statue by Michelangelo of Moses with horns on his head. And the word for face and the word for head are not even close, but the word for glowed and horns are. There could have been horns, but not coming from his face. Just another one of those mistranslations that has changed the altar of how we view things. Now, of course, it makes more sense to see something terrifying that's luminous, a reflection of the divine fire glimpsed by the people from the foot of the mountain, rather than a disfiguration of Moses' face. The notion of divine radiance enveloping the head or face of a god, a king, a priest, appear in numerous Mesopotamian texts. So it would have been a very familiar idea to the ancient Hebrew audience. A man with horns? Not at all. Yes, my friends, the world is sacred, so is everything in it. Express your gratitude, light a candle, make a wish. Celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom. Be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light and all who live in the light. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love and pray for peace and freedom for everyone. An end to terror and hatred. We're a community, my friends. We learn together, we celebrate each other. We share this right together, man, women, equally. So let's send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, goodwill, and healing to all who need it. Learn to forgive. Learn to love. Open your hearts. Honor the relationships of your life. And tell those you love that you love them. Right? We set in motion everything that happens in our lives. It is our intention, our kavana, our cause, our effect. It's all linked. You always have time to forgive and be forgiven because you have the knowledge of what's good and bad. So acknowledge what you've done wrong to yourself, to God, to any person you've wronged. Ask forgiveness. Do so with sincerity, accountability, and vulnerability. And forgive those who've hurt you as you learn to be forgiving and compassionate, because the secret to forgiveness, compassion, and peace is in acceptance. Can you accept yourself, other people, in the world as they are? Can you accept life as it is without trying to control it? If you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings. So do not stop your journey. Keep moving towards your promised home. It's what they're waiting for you. Keep on dreaming. Keep on being. Keep sharing. Keep shining. Keep teaching. Keep spreading joy and goodwill. And do not follow fear. Follow love. It's always in front of you. And remember to have faith. It is an unwavering adherence to principle, just as I have faith in the principle of love in all of you. Act with purity of heart and mind. Despise none, defraud none, hate none. Cherish all. Honor every child of God, every creature of the earth. And may all people know peace in this year. May you nurture kindness and love everywhere you go. And work to be present in your body. Expand your heart. Quiet your mind. Because the deepest source of real power lies in consciousness and your ability to be mindful, to be aware, to be present in all of life's circumstances. To make the most of your time in this life. Continue to touch and transform the lives around you because you're never alone. Bless others. Bless yourself with love because we're all connected at the heart. We're all part of a greater whole. Embrace love, not fear, forgiveness, not anger, and be with someone because someone will always be there for you whether you know it or not. And continue to explore faith and belief in what they mean to you. And never accept shame as a natural state. Whatever you feel others have felt, whatever you've experienced, others have too. Because we share together, we learn together. We help each other because we are each of us simply trying to find love and acceptance and support. We all have or could have a special someone in our life, so find them. Tell them what they mean. Keep forgiving those you need to forgive. Keep asking forgiveness from those you need to ask forgiveness of. Everything happens in the right time, in the right way. Face the fears of your life. Put your ego aside. The great hidden golden calf that we all carry, its desires are transient. Belongs in the realm of all things that must pass. Sunrise doesn't last all morning. Cloudburst doesn't last all day. Seems my love is up and has left you with no warning. Not always going be this great. All things must pass. All things must pass your way. Well, thank you for joining me, my friends. Have a great week. Please keep exercising forgiveness. Be thankful, be gracious, be kind. Be loving, believe in yourself and in love, and continue to spread a little goodwill to the world. And get ready to imprint your will on the universe and make your life what you want it to be. And never forget, you are the miracle in someone else's life. Shabbat shalom and blessings to you all. Take care.